Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special Geeks on the Side pickup video. This actually doesn't really have much to do with the channel so as much as my little adventure out to Colorado Springs, where I went to the first ever PowerON Con. It was just last weekend, March 28th through the 30th in Colorado Springs. For those of you who don't know, I'm a huge Captain Power fan. Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future. It's a show from 1987. You might not have heard of it. It can be pretty obscure in some circles, but it's a very awesome show. And after 30 something years, someone finally said, "Hey, there's still fans around of this show. We should do a little convention." So they did. And this video is going to be about my experience there, which was fucking awesome. And just about, some quick details and some of the stuff I bought. I'll try to keep it too short so I don't ramble because I could talk about this for hours. And anyone who knows me probably knows that I don't really shut up about this TV show. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start a little slideshow here down in this corner, this corner here, just of the different pictures that I took while at the convention. They're in no particular order. They're just going to be, whatever they are. I'm not going to keep up and describe what they are because I'm just going to be going through all the key points here. And yeah, we'll be fine. So first I want to start with just a couple of items that I bought that aren't Captain Power related from one of the vendors in here. And I've got that vendor's name and a little sticker they gave me. But yeah, not Captain Power related, but again, this is a pickup video, so let's get into some items, right? So first, for our first vendor here, I bought, because it wouldn't be me without a transformer, right? An old school style blaster, the micro cassette or cassette recorder on the Autobot side. And he comes with his little companion steel jaw, one of his cassettes. This is actually a reissue because it's got a 2023 stamp on it. So technically a reissue, but it's still good. Still the old style. This is the 40-year anniversary edition. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to open him up later, probably put him on display. Good prices too, by the way. And I'll just put that down to the side here. Next, from the same vendor, and I'll get to that vendor's name in a minute here, is a little Johnny Bravo pin. Thank you very much. Hey there, pretty baby. Cool cartoon I used to watch as a kid. Look up Johnny Bravo. He's pretty funny. Some of his humor might not get for everyone, but it's funny to me and entertaining, so I don't really care. I did buy two other pins from this vendor as well. One of them was a UFO Grandizer pin, and one of them was a little crossover between Pokemon and Legend of Zelda, Linkachu. It's Pikachu with a little Link hat and a sword and a shield. But I gave them to V and Burton, respectively, as gifts, so they already have them, so I didn't have them for this pickup video. I had filmed a previous video, but I didn't like the way it turned out, so I'm redoing it. Haha, I can do that. Anyway, that's from that vendor. Now we're getting into the Captain Power merchandise. And again, Captain Power is a very cool show. Before we get into that, here's the basically a free sticker I got from that same vendor with his name on it. It's Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but it's Roger and Stan from American Dad instead of the classic character Roger Rabbit. And this is Nerdstalgia. So you can visit them at nerdstalgia.shop or on Instagram at nerdstalgiashop. So the last thing I have from this vendor is Captain Power merchandise, and it is a Captain Power activity book. This is pretty cool. Pretty thin, but I mean, it's like it was made for younger kids. There's a description on the back of it. Let's here, we'll read that. Let's see. Power on with Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future as they take on Lord Dread and the Bio-Dread Empire in this series of action-packed activity books specially designed for boys ages 8 to 12. Look, back when this was written, it was either designed for boys or designed for girls. There wasn't really unisex options, or at least people didn't advertise it as much. So that's just how it's written. All right. I'm sure, anyone can pick this up and enjoy it. if they're a fan of the show or a fan of the content. uh, the 4 books in this series are filled with puzzles, brain teasers, adventure stories, games, codes, and more. You'll especially enjoy the 2-page full-color activity in the center of each book. Look for all the Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future activity books at your favorite store. All right. And here we'll go through, just a couple of pages of it. Some of the art, which is actually pretty good. I know it's hiding me, but that's all right. Kind of like it. That's pretty good. Let's see. What's another good one here? We've got Pilot on the sky bike. We've got the jump ship over there with the XT7. This is one of the word puzzles. Let's see here. Where was that one at? Where's that really good one of Hawk at? Oh, here's my guy Tank. That's his helmet from the show, and they made it into a crossword search. There we go. There's Hawk, one of the other characters from the show. In the middle, what it was talking about, this is a full cardboard punch out little like board game type thing. So I think that's super cool. Here, I'll get it a little closer. Yeah, I think that's super, super cool. Just something fun to have. I never had any of this stuff when I was a kid. So I like, I like having it, I like collecting it. It's really cool. All right. So that is it for that vendor, I believe. Let me make sure. Yes, that is it for that vendor. So onward to some of the other things. So this, the shirt I'm wearing is one of the shirts I got from the official con merchandise. Here, I'll stand up a little bit. There we go. And that's really nice material too. The badge too is official con merchandise. This is this is a light up badge. So basically, turn a little switch on, and in the show they would strike their emblem and say "Power On," and a bunch of flashes of lights would come on. Special effects would kick in, and they'd be in their power suits. Think kind of along the lines of maybe like VR Troopers, if you ever heard of them. Not so much Power Rangers, less spandex. It was underneath. But anyway, so power on, and there we go. It lights up. And then, of course, it's just touchpad, turn it off, power off. And there's a little switch on the back to say power. This is magnetic. There's no holes in the shirt or anything. So that's really nice. I actually have 2 of them. This is the one I travel with and just take places. And this one I brought and I got signed by the star of the show, Tim Dunnigan, Captain Power himself. So it's the same badge. Here's a close-up of it. It lights up. It still functions. And there's his signature on the back, which is super awesome. So I've got one that I travel with and one that stays safe. Comes in a nice little box. Very nice. They released this when they were announcing the convention. So that's super cool. Let me put that down there. Okay, and sorry. The next item is something I actually had for quite a long time, years now, in fact, but I took it to the convention to get signed by Tim Dunnigan himself. Tim Dunnigan is the star of the show, Captain Power. This is the official soundtrack to the TV show, to Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future, with music composed by Gary Gutman, by the way, awesome composer. So this is the booklet that came with the CD back then, and I had him sign the booklet, so now I can keep it safe. So there's Tim Dunnigan's signature. That's the captain right there, star of the show. There's a bunch of other actors in this show that you'll probably know. Sven Thorson, who's been in pretty much every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, is usually a bad guy or a henchman. He was in Gladiator, the big guy with the armor that Russell Crowe fought, all that fun stuff. So he's been in a lot of stuff, and we'll get to more on him in a second. But yeah, so I had Mr. Tim Dunnigan sign that, and he was super cool about everything. He loved, signing autographs and hanging out with us, and I loved hanging out with him. That it was such a fantastic time. I cannot stress this enough. I may not sound too excited right now because I'm trying to keep myself composed so I don't miss a thought, but I was totally geeking out at this convention, and the other fans who were there, were right along with me. There's even some more hardcore fans than even me, so that's a pretty big reach there. But yeah. Anyway, let me get through the video here for you guys before I bore you to death, because I will ramble on. Okay, so next is some other merchandise from the convention. We have these two patches here. They're iron-ons. One of them's embroidery style, and one of them is actually PVC. These are both 100% show accurate. They were taken from original designs from the show because, like the slides are showing, there's a bunch of people that worked on it, the prop masters, makeup masters, whatever. Gary Goddard himself gave license to the convention so we could make these show accurate, which is really fucking awesome. Same thing with the light up badges too. So these are really cool. I actually bought an abundance of these. I have 20 of each of them, and I'm keeping them all safe. I'm going to use a few of them. I will use them, but I'm keeping a good chunk of them safe because that's just cool. But yes, I will use a few of them, I promise. Okay, and so now we're getting into the more official. Well, you know what? Before we get into the official con merchandise, let's go through some other stuff. So there's an author that was at this convention. He was a former professor, from what I understand about the story. And basically, he did a crap ton of research, did interviews and everything, and put together a companion guide for the show. The Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future Companion Guide by Peter S. Moreno. I met this author. He's super cool. I was actually his first customer at the Captain Power convention, who bought his book. Everyone else had like ordered it online or, whatever, but I was the first guy live and in person at the convention who bought the book. So he actually signed it for me. There's his signature right there. And because he signed it, I had Mr. Tim Dunnigan sign this as well. And he did. A nice shiny silver pen. So that's totally fucking cool. So I've got a double signature Captain Power companion guide, which is filled with tons of information in here. There's pictures, there's descriptions and shows. It goes through all the episodes. I mean, this is really well put together. I need to read it in detail, but this is phenomenal. Fucking phenomenal. Here, I'll put that QR code up on the screen. There we go. I know I could put it in an image too, but this is just easier. And if anyone wants to check that out. So yeah, this is super cool. Oh, it even goes through the toys. I didn't see this before. Yeah, it goes through the toys. Fuck yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. This is going to be a good read. And I don't read much, so that's saying something. All right. Next, we've got, this is pretty cool. So this is from a vendor called Two Pups Laser Works. And what we have here is we have a couple of leather patches. These are 100% pure leather. And basically what he did, he had a machine at the convention, almost the same setup as like a 3D printer. It's in a, tall tower type thing with a glass closure on it. But this is a laser burning machine. And he literally burned the image and the words onto the laser in just a matter of a minute or two, which is or onto the leather, excuse me, with a laser. And which is fucking awesome because I've never seen that process done before, and they look really good. So definitely going to be using these two. I should have got more from him. I could probably order more from him too. Yeah, so that's really fucking cool there. Also from that same vendor, we've got just a simple item, Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future. And this is just a little journal, hardcover journal, some line pages in it. All the prices on this stuff were reasonable too. Everything was, reasonably priced. There wasn't anything outrageous where people were trying to price gouge or anything like that. But yeah, this is super cool. I don't know if this is done with his laser machine or not, but if it was, awesome. If not, hey, that's cool too. And then I believe that I got one more from them, and then I'll show their card. Nice little wooden plaque with the Captain Power logo on it. Pretty solid. I like it. It's nice and lightweight too. I'm going to hang it up somewhere. So it'll be, actually, I might even hang it right back there. It'll just be there all the time. And unless I use a background replacer, which sometimes I do. So maybe I'll put it somewhere else. But in any case, this is their card. Two Pups Laser Works. You can find them at twopupslaser.com, and then on Instagram as Two Pups Laser Works, Facebook Two Pups Laser Works. And it's got an email and a phone number. So there we go. I know I'm there. All right. So that's that vendor. Now we're getting into the official con merch. All right. So let's go through more badges because we need more stinking badges. So these two are also magnetic badges, just like the one I'm wearing on me, except these don't light up. They're just static badges, resin, plastic. But what's really cool about these is they are individually numbered, and only 25 of each of them were made. So here I have number 5 out of 25. This is the Lord Dread badge, which is the bad guys in the TV show. And here I have number 7 out of 25. I couldn't get the same number for both. People were ahead of me in line. But so I have number 7 of 25 for the Captain Power badge and number 5 of 25 for the Lord Dread badge. Very cool. Really solid construction. Again, magnetic badges, so there's no holes in your shirt. This one also has Tim Dunnigan's name on it and the dates of the convention, so that's super cool. And this one, the Captain Power one, actually also came with a signed and numbered, so it matches the number of the badge, trading card of Tim Dunnigan, aka Captain Power. Right there in the nice hero stance, there's his signature and number, and I put it in a nice little hard card slot to be protected. Then, along the same lines as that, we have some autographed pictures. So we have Tim Dunnigan's autographed picture from Captain Power. He was Captain Jonathan Power. There's his signature. Super cool. Super, super cool. And that'll go into my collection book. The other shirt I got here, before I forget about it, is this one. This is another shirt here. This is super cool too. Again, really nice material. There's that stunning action pose right there. He's holding one of the guns from the show. Let me fold that up nice. That's another official con item. Those aren't individually numbered, neither are the signatures, of course, but we have the next character of the TV show, Peter McNeil as Major Matthew Hawk Masterson. And if any of you have ever watched Centurions, Ace McCloud kind of took an inspiration from that, I think, a little bit. But anyway, so that's Hawk's power suit there. He's played by Peter McNeil. Cool dude. Each of the actors who weren't able to be at the con, the only one who was at the con was Tim Dunnigan himself, Captain Power. And that picture right there in the slideshow, you see me standing back to back with him doing a Charlie's Angels pose. With the jets from the TV show that can be used interactively with the TV show and with special VHSs that they released. So every other actor teleconferenced in. And a cool story about Peter McNeil here is his home was in the middle of an ice storm, and he didn't have any power, any internet connection. So he literally got into his car, drove miles away to a friend's house, just so he could teleconference into the fans of a 37-year-old TV show, which is super fucking awesome in my opinion, because I mean, that's just great. He didn't care about the ice storm. He said, screw it. I'm going to go to my friend's house and I'll use their internet, and, we'll conference in for the fans. And it was funny too, because while he was at his friend's house, he even held up, he's like, look, the guy's house I'm at, and he holds up the little Captain Power toy figures that their friend had. So that was even cooler. Yeah, it was just something super cool. That struck me really nice. Not many celebrities might do that. So I think that's really awesome. Way to go, Peter McNeil. Let's see. Next we have, so did I put that upside down? I did. Rearrange that. There we go. Next we have Jessica Steen as Corporal Jennifer Pilot Chase. You might not recognize her, but Jessica Steen is in a lot of things. She was in NCIS. She was in Armageddon. She was one of the space shuttle pilots in Armageddon. And currently she's in the 19th season of her TV show in Canada called Heartland. It's not her TV show, but a TV show in Canada called Heartland. in the 19th season of that. That's fucking cool. But yeah, nice pilot signature right there. Signed it officially. And none of these are stamps either, by the way. These are all hand signatures. All right. Next up, one of the other characters in the show, we have Sven Ole Thorson as Lieutenant Michael Tank Ellis, the big ground assault unit. And there's Tank's face or Sven's face. You'd recognize Sven Thorson again if you've ever watched an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. He always plays a henchman or a bad guy in it. He was the big guy in Gladiator that Russell Crowe fought. Funny story about Sven Thorson here. I guess when they were filming Gladiator, and this is according to him, a story that he told at the convention while he was conferenced in. I guess while they were filming Gladiator, at first Russell Crowe didn't kind of like working with him. Said he was slow and clumsy, I guess. So Sven turned it up a notch, and then the kick in the movie Gladiator, where you see Sven Thorson kick Russell Crowe in the chest, and apparently that was a real kick, and they left that in. That was real impact. And I guess after that, Russell Crowe wised up, and they became friends for the picture instead of him saying that he was slow and clumsy. So that's just the story he told. It was super cool. And if you've ever seen Sven Thorson, you've seen the size of him, and you've listened to him talk about determination or your discipline, you'd take him seriously. He's a pretty solid guy. All right. And last but not least, certainly not least, we have Morris Dean Wint, Sergeant Robert Scout Baker. An old black and white from there. There's his signature. And Scout on the show was he played Sergeant Robert Scout Baker. He was always the the spy, basically. He was espionage and communications. He could manipulate holograms. He had really cool tech. He was the gadget guy. It was really cool. His character had a lot of fun things to do, in my opinion, on that show. He is currently in a series called Surreal Estate. He plays August. I forget the name. Sorry, 1 second. August Ripley. He plays August Ripley, who's kind of a mad scientist type. Really kind of cool. I haven't watched the show yet, but I've seen a couple clips of it. Yeah, pretty neat. Check that out. And then, so that's all the official autograph pictures. Then, going along the line of the other, we have more cards. This one is a gold signature instead of a silver one, or instead of a blue one, rather. This is not individually numbered, but these cards are of the characters of the show. So we've got right here, we've got Captain Power, Tim Dunnigan. Center it, you fool. There we go. Next to him, we've got Peter McNeil as Hawk right here. And then going down the line, the names are listed. Let me center that. There we go. I know it's covering up my face. I'm not the best at this. Oh, no reflection. There we go. And one last card, because only 9 fit on the sheet. I've got Scout right there. There we go. Morris Dean Wint. They're in no particular order. Don't take anything like that. I put them in order with the characters. So they're in no particular order, but yeah, these are really cool too. So they're going to be nice and protected in my little card book. Alrighty. Actually, that brings us to the end of the merchandise from the convention. I'm just going to go over a few other people that I met at the convention because they're pretty cool. I met this couple. They have a podcast. It's called Everything I Learned from Movies. You could find them at EILFmovies.com. That's Echo India Lima Foxtrot Movies.com. Everything I Learned from Movies. Names are Steve and Izzy. Super cool people. Here's the card for them. Camera's probably not picking it up too well, but that's the card from them. They're really awesome people to hang out with. I got to talk a lot about them, or not about them. I got to talk a lot about the show with them. Sorry, I'm skipping words here because, again, super excited about this. Even if it was last weekend, it's already been a week and I don't care. I'm still buzzing from it. So they're super cool people. I met an actual award-winning author, New York Times bestselling author, Carrie Vaughn. She's got some stuff going on. Oops, upside down. There we go. Kitty in the Midnight Hour, a vampire versus werewolf story. She's got Bannerless and the sequel to Bannerless, The Wild Dead. She's got some stuff. I haven't read these books yet because I just found out that they existed, but she was really cool to talk to. Her and her friend Janice. Janice is a super fan. Definitely some cool stuff. Janice even had some of the actual props from the show in her collection, so that was really cool. So yeah, that covers most of everything there. I think actually that is all the merchandise. So that would conclude the pickup video. Yeah, I was just super excited about this event. I couldn't have asked for a better time and better people. Like everyone was awesome. Tim Dunnigan was fucking awesome. As you see in the slide there, we got a visit from Gary Goddard through the teleconferencing too, the original creator of Captain Power. There's a group photo there of us. Anyway, super awesome time. We can talk about that either in another video, or you guys can pop by the stream while I'm on and ask me all about it, and I won't shut up, and it'll really annoy V and Burton. But anyway, that concludes the pickup video for PowerON Con, the Captain Power Convention 2025. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, check out our other videos, and we'll catch you next time. Power on. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this episode of Geeks on the Side. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment if you enjoy the content. Remember to check us out live at twitch.tv/geeksontheside. Our schedule is posted there for the upcoming streams. Be safe, and we'll catch you next time.